Heyo guys, welcome back to the channel. I have moved over to Gran Turismo. Forza Motorsport was relatively dead, if I can word. And honestly, games like Assetto Corsa ended up getting a little too toxic as of late. It seemed like egos were really high, and iRacing I found just way too expensive to be pushed off of the track. So here we are in Gran Turismo. I had a PS5, I had it downloaded. I'm using the Logitech G29 for those wondering, not really using the controller. And this is also my first race here, so figured we'd go ahead, take a look at this, and give you guys some sort of racing content. I know earlier I posted a video where me and my buddy Jolly and a random ended up playing a little bit of Elden Ring Night Rain. And of course 2026 is off to a good start as far as me keeping my resolution, but either way, Bugatti and Hyundai ended up getting a little touchy-touchy. I decided to get on the right side of the Bugatti. Bugatti decides he's going to turn into me like I wasn't there. In his defense, though, I didn't quite have the move done. Paul Walker is going to drive into me like I'm nothing as well. He's going to pick up a penalty for that, too. Luckily, his car ghosted. Otherwise, I would have been in the wall and such, so... Either way, catching up to the Bugatti now. I never thought a Mustang would catch up to them. I'm driving the GT4 Mustang, in case you guys were wondering. Or as the game likes to call it, the Group 4 Mustang. Anyways, we managed to pick up... Well, we lost position to Tracy and High in the car that's painted like Paul Walker's Eclipse. And then, of course, I gained a position on the Hyundai along with over the Bugatti, going through that little hairpin, so... We're going to go ahead and chase down Tracy for quite some time now. Bugatti's getting a little sniff as far as whether he can make a position or not. He cannot, so we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. Because I see the silver... I want to say that's a Mercedes. I could be mistaken on that. But either way, he pushed Tracy off into the sand, forcing them to make some sandcastles. Not quite sure what that was about. And honestly, I don't know if Tracy was a 100% guilty of that one as well, considering how they got by me. I ended up getting a little squirrely there. I underestimated how much horsepower this Mustang truly had. But as I was saying, with how Tracy passed me, I'm not sure if maybe D-Mob had a good reason, although I would never condone forcing someone off the track, because retaliating for a crash is just never good. Trust me, it's never fun. Harry666 ended up quitting for some odd reason. On the straightaway now, this is where I learned that I have a straight line speed over that. Not quite sure what that is, to be honest with you. Then D-Mob decides to ask, really? Even though it looked like from my end it was 100% on him. I could be mistaken though, but either way, we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and keep watching for right now, because we're going to see something that might prove a little bit of innocence for Tracy here. Because going onto this straight, I have horsepower over Tracy, and Tracy has, well, D-Mob had a penalty there. And what looks like... I'm not quite sure what that is. Can't tell from this far away, but it kind of looked like right there he was going to try and go for a pit maneuver there. Probably not happy that his penalty cost him that position, but either way, going into this little section here on Grand Valley. Don't really know the track all that well. This is my first online race, first week on Gran Turismo. D-Mob is gonna go for a bit of a dive bomb there, kind of forcing Tracy off their line and costing them the position. And it gives me a chance to actually catch up to them. He ends up getting a penalty for the process. And well deserved, not gonna lie. And that's pretty much going to be it for this race, guys. I ended up finishing 4th. I'm chasing down Tracy as of right now. But, I finished 4th. Not going to lie. going into this last few sets of turns, it's been a while since I've done one of these commentaries, so I'm sorry if I'm lacking. But either way, getting close to the finish line. It looks like Tracy is really closing that gap as of right now, just staying within his draft, and gonna go ahead and cross that line. There we go. And Tracy got him. And the rest of the races are going to be in a replay form, so bear with me on those as, yeah, different format. Anyways, let's move on to the next race. Alright, race 2 going on right about now. We are in 3rd place. I didn't realize that your qualifying time is your best time you ever got. So we're going to have to keep that in mind for next time. But either way, going into turn 1 now, I'm being a little shallow as I get hit in the side by a Porsche there. Mustang is almost getting spun out. Porsche almost goes into me again. Viper right there, and they apparently live in mountains, on the side of mountains. Learn something new every day. Almost going into the side of that Porsche once again. Replays are weird when it comes to that aspect, because their car just kind of disappears. Granted, yeah, they ghosted, but either way, managed to survive that one thanks to the ghosting system. Replay kind of made it look like it made it look more simu-like than anything, if that's even a word, simu-like. Sounds like something that you hear from Sims 4, but either way, going around that little S-bend there. I know I've got a couple people behind me. I'm checking my rearview mirror at this point. I've actually missed my braking zone here, and I lose control of the pony car and make a couple sandcastles in the process. Drop a few positions. I tried staying as close to the left side as I could while getting back onto the track. I didn't really think to look off to the side at that particular moment. So yeah, 100% on me in the most part. End up missing my breaking point once again, and got a little too lenient on the gas there. And by lenient, I meant a little happy on it. Words are hard sometimes. And now we are basically in the chase for what I think is an Aston Martin, along with a Porsche and another Viper. I think the one that crashed into the side of the mountain there, I think they quit. Got a Netty AJ giving some pressure from behind me as well, so we got that to deal with as we try to catch up to the pack. Going into turn 1 now, just easing off the gas here, trying to keep a little bit on, just to keep the little bit of power down. Going through these high-speed corners here, I end up completely lifting off of there. Trying to break at that 300 board. I think I missed it by a small margin there. By small margin, I meant halfway past it, and halfway between that and the 200 board. But either way, it got us caught up to Billy Soda, and yeah, I want to say that's an Aston. I'm looking at a rather tiny screen here, so excuse me if I get my cars mixed up. But either way, Netty is really closing the gap on me. I'm trying to close the gap on Billy. I'm just taking my normal line as Billy decides to take a real tight one and gets right around me. You know what? I think Billy and Netty are driving the same car, and it says Jaguar on the side of Netty's, so whoopsies! Either way, going through this little section here, just tucked up right behind all these guys, just keeping the draft, trying to see where a move is. We're only halfway through the race. We got 2 more laps. I think 2.5 if you want to be technical. By the way, Billy and Antonella, however you pronounce that, those two are going to be a little touchy-touchy there. Not sure if maybe that Porsche is a bit dirty. Netty just got completely murdered in cold blood by his fellow Jaguar. And we got Tracy again. This was only my second race in. I ended up going ahead and saving the replays at least, because I figured, you know what, let's keep those. Pretty sure I said that in the last voiceover, but either way, Going into turn 1, Billy is getting right alongside me going into this high-speed turn 1. I'm trying to keep it under control. That curb kind of made the car get a little squirrely, and plus I think Billy tapped me just a little bit, forced me to go a little wide, and I ended up going into the wall. We got a yellow flag. Viper facing sideways there. Doing his best impression of Ollie when it's raining. Trying to say it's raining sideways. Billy ends up going to the wall. I end up going to the back of him. Couldn't quite get around him just in time. Either way, though, we do end up getting around him for right now. Going into these little S-bends here. And by S-bends, I mean S-bends. S-bends here, I mean just one giant S. I mean, can't really call it a chicane or anything like that. Plus, I don't really think it counts as a corkscrew. Either way, just trying to keep an eye on Tracy here. So I have a feeling if I could keep up with them, like I did last race, granted they got pushed off into the sand, I could probably catch up to Anton there in the Porsche, who may or may not have pushed me into a wall at the beginning of the race. Caused me to be slightly heated, but either way. Just keeping Tracy in my sight. I'm also keeping an eye on the rearview mirror because I know Billy likes to take some rather questionable risks. As in, like, something like right here where I just tried to, I don't want to say take the normal line, but I think the expected line, because Gran Turismo, it has the flags where it's set up to where it seems like it's kind of a late apex. But either way, it seemed like, well, I would take that apex, he would want to try and squeeze his car into that gap and throw me off my line, so I'm kind of being extra cautious as well as just trying to catch up to the leaders if I can. That's my breaking point there once again. Anyways, going into this, I would call a corkscrew. I want to say this is a fantasy track. I'm not quite sure if this is a legitimate racetrack or not. Anyways, Tracy going to try and make a move on the Porsche. Porsche ends up going into Tracy, who ends up going off course there. Seems like Tracy is not having very good luck in these races. Either that or Anton is just a very dirty driver. I'm going to say it's on Anton because, well, look at the beginning of the race. Anyway, slowly catching up to Tracy, who's seeming a little flustered after that little fender bender. I end up getting around them for right now. I don't remember if they get back by me or not. But either way, it looks like a 4th place is in the bag. Although I might be able to catch up to Anton here, assuming they don't run me off the road. Either way, though, we are slowly but surely catching up to him. I wish the replays would track our time distance. Braking a little later than I normally would. Getting that late apex as good as I possibly can. Tucking into his draft. It slowly but surely gaining on him. I can see from here, but it's going to be close, but no cigar. 4th place this go around in my 2nd race. Let's move on to the final race I've got for you guys. Alright guys, final race of the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I did. I also enjoyed being a part of it. This was either my 6th or 7th race in. I got, I think, 10 races total. 9 of them were replays. The other ones weren't really worth noting. It was literally just me stuck in 7th place. But either way, getting a good start. Trying to keep up with this Lamborghini in front of me. And like I said, this was my 6th or 7th race. So I was able to get to know the track a little bit better than before. Ferrari off into the wall. They might have gotten spun there. I didn't quite see. I'll have to go back and relook at the replay there. And of course, 24/7 and Rod there ended up getting a little touchy there. And I am currently just tucked up behind them. Kind of seems like Rod is a little hellbent on getting first place, even though that Lamborghini is really making it hard on him to get it. Rod ends up going a little off there. I just kind of sit back and watch, but at the same time, just don't really try to give up too much pace. Take a tighter line through there on the gas, nice and smooth. You can kind of tell I did learn to track quite a bit now. Now it's just time to try to pick up pace. The really fast guys were running 157s, I think, so gives me something to shoot for. Right now, my main goal is get it under 2 minutes and a second, or at least get it close to 2 minutes. Right now, I'm running a clean 202. So I figure, you know what, let's shoot for just a little bit faster. By the way, right now, Rod is a little slow on the straights. I want to say I've at least got them on there, but I'm not quite in a position to make a move just yet, so stuck up, get some draft. He ends up going off into the wall. I decide to go ahead and stay to the side. Lamborghini goes off into the wall as well. Lost a little bit of traction there. Rod ended up getting a half-second penalty. Not quite sure from where, though. I didn't quite see him go off course, but if he did, it was probably by a very small margin. He's gonna end up getting a slowdown here. I feel like I'm the only one that actually moves off to the left when I got a penalty. I don't know, Rod seemed to, I don't want to say he forced me off my line, but he kind of did. I'm going to assume that he just wasn't expecting me to get as close as I did to him. By the way, holding on to a P1, HRG Warbucks there, the one who got spun out earlier, he's back in the 7th, and I'm not sure if that was the sun reflecting or if he was just trying to flash me constantly. But either way, I wasn't going to let his flashing work if that's what he was doing. Like I said, I want to say, yeah, I'm going to say he was flashing me the entire time because sun is facing a different way and I still seen his blinders turn on and off, so sorry Warbucks, but I'm not going to up and give you the position. He could have just been trying to tell me that he was there or just get me to look at my mirror more often, force a mistake. But unfortunately, I'm not exactly new to racing, just new to racing in this game. So trying to get to know the physics and all that fun jazz. Anyways, holding on to P1 for right now. I think Warbucks has me on the corners, where I want to say I have him on the straights. Which, with this course, there's only, I want to say, a straightaway and a half that are actually good for this car. Granted, it's a car that I've been using for quite a while in other sim games, so there's a reason why I chose Mustang. I've been using it in other sim racers, so. And of course, right there, it kind of confirmed that Warbucks was flashing just to try and get me to view my mirror, as he's still flashing me for some reason. Like, dude, I get it, you're behind me. You don't need to constantly flash all the time. Luckily, it doesn't really work for him all that well. I think he gets around me right about here. He takes his corner a little tighter, and plus I ended up getting a little squirrely on the exit there. I think right here is where he finally gets the move done. Yeah, right about there. And for the record, Warbucks, it wasn't because you were flashing me the entire time. It was because, well, I'm just not that good of a racer. But I at least know how to race, if that makes any sense. By the way, now we're just going to go ahead and chase him down. He's he was braking in a couple of weird spots. Makes me kind of concerned about what he's using. Maybe he's on a broken controller or something, or if his lap times were just sheer luck. But either way, tucked up right behind him, just kind of studying his moves right now. Ended up being a little late on the brakes there. Ended up, I think I took a cone out, or maybe two of them. But either way, I've also got a rod behind me as well, so got that to deal with for right now. Running 203s right now. Well, that lap I'm not gonna say is 100% legit because I did almost go off course there, and plus Warbucks did pass me there, so I was ended up messing up there, going right into the wall. I think Rod goes into the back of me as well. Maybe not. Maybe he just messed up. I don't 100% remember if he ran into the back of me or if that was on me. Because I know in one of these races I was so dead set on the guy in front of me that I did miss my braking point there. And then there was a couple where I got rear-ended, so I'm not gonna say Rod was at fault for that one, but seeing that he lost position to Pink there, I'm gonna say he at least got collected in that. But either way, that pretty much just cost me P1. I don't really think I would have gotten it anyways. Warbucks was, well, he has the fastest lap time, and currently my best is a 203.3. Like I said, I'm able to get it down to the 202s now rather easily, but it is what it is. I will take P2 any day. Looks like, well, judging by my little mini-map, Pink is way too far behind. So, yeah. Gonna take a P2 finish, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this racing content. I know I've been gone for a little while. Just trying to figure out what to do with the channel, whether to go to a whole different content style or what. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick with racing now that I have fun with Gran Turismo. But with that being said, guys, just pretend I said something corny here to get you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. See y'all later.